Hello, everybody. Happy September 7th, 2020. My name is Christopher Saunders, and this is the Connecticut Sports Talent Show, where we talk all things talents in Connecticut. But this is a special edition, as there will be a rally on Wednesday at Hartford at the Capitol, where there'll be a number of people. I'm expecting quite a bit, probably well over 1,000, maybe even more than that. But there's one specific group, and there's been a lot of groups that have been coming together to try to get people to be able to get to Hartford to protest to have football come back in Connecticut, 11 on 11, not 7 on 7, but 11 on 11. And I'm starting off with these four because the people I have in front of me, these young men, were able to put it together. First, I'll start off with the head person, Kevin Cavrell. Introduce yourself. Say hello.
Hey, my name's Kevin Cavrell. I'm a junior. I attend Haddam Killingworth High School.
Next, I have Brein McNamara. Say hello.
Hi, I'm Brian McNamara. I'm a senior. I attend Haddam Killingworth High School as well.
Try to show your face just a little bit more. There you go. Perfect.
Right.
Next, Daniel Larosa. Say hello.
I'm Dan Larosa. I'm a senior at Haddam Killingworth High School.
And last but not least, the odd man out of the group who does not go to Haddam Killingworth, Trey, Garea. Say hello.
It is. Hi, my name is Trey, Garea, and I go to East Statement High School.
It's great to be able to have all of you on. And I want to start off with Cavrell because he's the head guy. He's the one that kind of put things together. I mean, he started off with the petition, which within minutes I felt like of the season being canceled as far as 11 on 11. He came out with the petition. Cavrell, just tell me about it, kind of what led to that so quickly.
I mean, I'm sitting there. I'm in online class, like, as this is all happening. And, we get the notification. We see, our season's canceled. And, there's not really, like, a word for, like, that kind of feeling, that emotion, like, in that moment. And, our minds are just, like, scrambled right now. And so all that happened was I just text Dan. I'm like, yo, hey, let's make a petition. Let's get our voices heard, Let's, like, get our message out there. And then, typed it up real quick and, sent it to our team chat. And then, like, right from there, they're sending it. People are sharing it everywhere. It's just blowing up, and it's awesome, I think that really speaks on, like, how tight, like, Connecticut football is, we're, like, like, the fact that was able to spread so quickly just kind of goes to show, It's like, it was pretty awesome to see. And now, let me see, what's today? Today is Monday. And as of now, the petition was started Friday, and I believe we've reached over 32,000 signatures from across the state, and it's pretty awesome.
Is there a certain number as far as signatures that you're kind of looking for, or is it more of just because when I think about it, I mean, who was it? I think it was the quarterback from Ohio State. He got a lot of signatures, Justin Fields, trying to be able to get the season to come back. Is that something where you have a certain number that you want to get to before Wednesday?
I actually saw Justin Fields' petition on Twitter. Like, it wasn't, I guess you could say it was one of, like a factor that, like, kind of led into this, like, split second. We're like, oh, let's make a petition, But in the moment, there wasn't really, like, we weren't, like, even now, like, I don't think that there's a certain number that it will hit that will, like, change anyone's minds, Maybe when we created it, honestly, I thought maybe if we're lucky, maybe 1,000, maybe 500. And, like, obviously, I was way off, and I'm very thankful that I was. But yeah.
Larosa, question for you. When you saw what Cavrell was doing, what was your first reaction?
My first reaction was like, we're the first people to get this petition made. We got to get this out to everyone. And my first thought was, how do we make this so the kids up north, because Haddam is pretty far south. They're one of the most southern towns in the state. So thinking how we get this to people up north, people all the way to the west, to the east. We need to make sure this reaches all the corners of the state. So that way, if we all have, say there's 15 petitions out, each with 500 signatures, what's that going to do? We need one with a couple thousand, which we more than a couple thousand on it. So my first thought was we got to get this everywhere we possibly can. Everyone needs to know about this.
And I just want to follow up what you just said about where Haddam Killingworth is. And I mean, a lot of people who may not know, it's in one of those parts of Connecticut where, unless you know about certain sports that the school is well known for, football, baseball, and such, even basketball. I mean, they were in the playoffs last year and they lost to Watertown. But I think people kind of lose sight of it. Doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't have to be a New Canaan or a St. Joe's. It could be a Haddam Killingworth where this started, and look how much it's blown up.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
completely agree with that.
Now, this question I have for McNamara, you saw your teammates kind of being able to get this as far as getting the petition going. Did you have any say about kind of formulating this, or were you kind of behind the scenes?
I was mostly behind the scenes, but I know that I had the connections to other towns already growing up in a different town in Connecticut, a more populated area that could help spread the petition faster than some of these guys could. So that's when I texted Trey. I'm like, we got a petition. We need you guys to help spread it as fast as you can to get the word out. And overall, just try to help the community better.
Was there any other players that you reached out to besides Trey, kind of outside Haddam Killingworth?
I reached out to a bunch. I could make you a list, but I can't name. I can name some off my head. I reached out to Drew Pine to help put it on his story. Southington's QB, Brady Lafferty, a bunch of other top Connecticut sports athletes on football teams around the state, which really helped spread the message.
And it's good because I think, as you said, having the connections to be able to talk with different people. I mean, that's the one good part about social media and having phones is because you can reach out as quickly as sending a text,
Yeah.
and, leading now to Trey, when you got the message about having the, petition and being able to spread the news, I'm sure you and the rest of the East Haven team were like, we're a go. Let's do this.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, when I got it, like the second Brian texted me, I was like, I'll do it. He texted me about a press conference, the petition, everything. I told him I'll spread it everywhere I could. I texted as many kids as I could. I put it all over my social media accounts. I tried to get the word out as fast as I could.
What was the response as far as your coaches? Because I'm sure every coach is probably would welcome this as far as being able to have a petition and being able to welcome it. But at the same time, it's coming from a different program, and maybe they kind of view they want to do it a different way to try to speak their message. Was there something different, or were they on the same page?
No, my coach is all for it. My coach told me, he's like, we're gonna cancel practice. Like, you guys can go, but like, if your guys are gonna go, you have one shot. Like we were talking about before, we only have one shot at this. This is on the biggest stage it could possibly get. So if we're gonna go there, we got to go there. We got to make some noise and make an impact. If not, we're in trouble.
And we'll talk about that one shot in just a little bit. I want to get back to Cavrell. Now, the petition can only do so much, but it kind of was it kind of started the fire. You haven't gotten to the fire just yet, but you were able to, light it, and now it's starting to brew. Did you have a feeling like, okay, if this petition's starting to grow and starting to become something, maybe now we take that next step. Let's see if we can rally up enough troops to try to be able to get a rally going.
It's kind of like an interesting process that it took to get here. So the petition goes out and it gets wildly more popular than we could have predicted. And so the next day we're just kind of thinking, what do we do next? That was really the big question. And so I have a neighbor who's an ex-congressman. His name is Ed Munster. And he's a politics guy. So I go to him and I ask him for some advice. And he basically tells me to hold a press conference or a rally of some sorts with kids from all over the state, where we just basically speak and give our grievances and our feelings. And we want it to be televised. We want it to be in front of the news, the biggest stage that we can create, so that the guys up top can really hear us. And that's we just took off from there.
And you speak about kind of having, being in front. And I mentioned this before, before starting the recording, that this is your one shot. This is where you guys have a platform. Now this is where you can either really have an opportunity to get 11-on-11 football back, if not at least in the fall, potentially in the spring, or at least create something. Or you can do what happened on Sunday, which I thought the kids were I thought a lot of the young men, the players, represented themselves in a very positive way, very mature way. The parents, however, I was disgusted by some of the stuff I saw. And my question for Larosa, I mean, I'm sure you saw the video, and one thing in particular, the guy with the Constitution. I mean, come on. You can't have that. That's the kind of stuff that when that guy speaks, or when someone speaks like that, they're speaking for all of you. So if they're in some ways kind of like I was, like, what is he doing? Then it looks bad on you guys.
So I think what we're doing to try and kind of get rid of that, because we all saw that, we have a group chat on iMessage, and we have every single kid that is going to be talking, we have in that group chat. We discuss, we have a format for how we're going to run our speeches. We know we're doing this, and this. We have, I believe it's 33 schools as of right now. It could be more. A few may drop out. You never know. So we have right now 33 schools, each with between 1 and 3 speakers. And we want everyone to know we're all here, but we don't want to be here for 5 hours, because at that point it gets people to be, it's too much. So what we're doing is we're making sure speeches are short, but you remember them. They'll be around 2 minutes each. So that way you're not stuck with just this one person's speech in your head. You hear, say, 60 different speeches that all bring up good, valid points. And then say you have, we hope that they're all good. We all are helping each other out. Hey, read my speech. How does this look? Oh, I think you should check that out. But say there's one bad speech out of the 60, you're going to remember the other 59 good ones. So we're trying to get rid of that. And the way we're going to be running this is we're going to have a table up front where everyone's going to come up to speak too. So that way we know who's speaking, the speakers know who's speaking, and they're coming up and talking. And who we know, who knows they're speaking right now, is who's going to be speaking. There's going to be no parents coming up and saying, this is what I think. It's what we have written down. It's what we've already been checked off. You're doing this. So it's really, we're checking it. We're making sure everything's good. We know what everyone's doing.
And these speakers that both Cavrell and yourself have spoke of, I mean, I think McNamara, the Drew Rosenhaus of the guests, mentioned some of the people he's trying to get on, and kind of just talk about who, maybe don't give them all away and kind of ruin the surprise, but just give me a couple to kind of grease the wheel a little bit for people who are maybe like, do I want to go? But then once they hear the guests, they'll want to come.
Yeah, I'll name a few. As of right now, I know that we have Jack Conley from New Canaan, Boston College, current player there. We have Amari Spivey, ex-NFL safety for the Lions, and as of right now, AJ Green. Those are 3 that I could name right now. You'll just have to come to see the rest, but I can tell you it's going to be worth your time to come out.
Now, Trey, for you, I think when you hear about what the Haddam Killingworth boys are doing as far as being able to formulate this, what have you done as far as contributing to this rally?
I mean, so far, I know, I kind of got labeled as the organizer when it first started, because my tweet, originally, my first tweet blew up. So then when I started reaching out, I reached out to Fox 61, News 8, all these other big news stations, newspapers, the New Haven Register, Hartford Current, all those guys. And I kind of got labeled as the organizer. And I texted them right after. I was like, I'm not the organizer. You guys did this. But then they were like, no, you're in on it. Basically what we all did was we all came in a group chat, and then we all spitballed ideas. And then we took ideas that we liked and we all put them into one. And then eventually we got the idea at the Capitol. We put it at 6 p.m. so everybody could come, and then we ended up changing it to 12 because we brought up the point that it's an empty building. Who's going to listen in front of an empty building? We want Lamont to hear our side of the story. We want him to feel the pressure. But as you know, I'm sure you saw, I think his name is Tony Tiersey from Fox 61.
Yes.
He posted 5 p.m. would be the better time. So from there on out, we had a big discussion. We were like, no, we're going to keep it at 12 noon. We're going to leave it as it is because the word already got out. And then by that time, I texted them. I think it was what time was it, guys? Midnight or something?
Something like that.
Around there, I was like, guys, I think we should.
I was asleep.
Yeah, we were on FaceTime. 1 in the
I was
morning.
gonna say I think we should change it because like it's about like the more people we get there, the better it is. Like I get the media part, but then I also thought about it like if we can say we get 200 students going, right, and maybe say 100 parents total, if we can add all those parents that are in work, all those kids that are in school, that's a lot more people, you know. That is a very big coaches, students, families, everybody. So we figured 5 p.m. would be a better time, and that's when we changed it. And that's all I really did, to be honest with you. My tweet just blew up, but we all just spitballed ideas, every single one of us. But it was mostly these 3 guys. Without them, this never would have happened. They really
I
organized.
could also add on to Trey what Trey said right now. Is that okay?
Yeah.
No, fine.
All right. So yeah, I mean, in the group chat we were talking like we could have players here, or we could make the choice to have more of a community. Because football, if you really think about it, it doesn't just benefit the players. Communities love it. Friday nights, town shut down. You know, it's just like a different aspect football season. So we wanted to make it more of community based.
And a lot of people kind of lose sight of that because I think when you think about 2020 has been awful for many reasons. You know, you think about, with taking away, just looking past the football side, you have people who have died as far as with this virus. You've had people who have died just because it was their time to go. You know what I mean? You think about so many variations. But I think the one silver lining is that, at least in Connecticut, and I'm sure it's happening in other states as well, you have the community coming together in support of one common goal, which is trying to be able to help the young men and women have a brighter future because they're dealing with something that I can tell you, I've never dealt with anything like this when I was your age. And you guys are handling it better than even I could. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of forcing you guys to mature quicker, you know? And I think to kind of piggyback of what McNamara said, the community aspect is huge. Town shut down. They want to be able to have that sense of normalcy again, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's huge. Like, if you guys think of like, it's just like everybody, especially like I don't know if you saw. I know are you in the let them play on the Facebook page?
No, I'm not. I
You're
was not
not.
even invited to it.
No,
I was left out of the party.
I think
I'll get you in there.
I think we're gonna invite you after this. Yeah, it's these parents are crazy about it. All of like from underclassmen, the coaches, parents, like they're going insane. Like they have so much to say. Like they want our voices heard. And like you said before, like kind of piggyback again what you said about the keeping calm. Like that's why like we're there because this is run by students. You know, we're just student athletes. We're running it. We want to get our voices heard, but these parents also want to get their voices heard. Everyone supports the 11-on-11. We got I think 5,000 members.
No, it's over 6 now.
It's 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 6,000 members in the Facebook thing. It's like, you know, we all want our senior season back. Not only that, the underclassmen, they want to play like Kev. Kev's a junior. He wants to play. Like we all want to play. Everyone supports the 11-on-11. So it's important, you know. It's so important to us. From East Haven all the way to wherever, Granby. It's crazy. Everyone wants to play.
But the question I have is, though, and I'm going to go to Cavrell for this, hearing about the parents and wanting to be able to, I understand they really, they're passionate. They want to see you guys play. But at the same time, you guys need to have the voice. This is your opportunity. You know what I mean? You guys are the ones on the field at the end of the day. And I'm not trying to poo-poo or say that the parents are not worthy. They are. But at the same time, this is your guys' seasons. This is your guy, for a lot of you, who knows what could happen as far as college at the next level. But the point is, this is your guys' season. And I think, I go back to what I said earlier. This is your one shot to be able to really say, Lamont, and then lay out the facts, lay out the data, that's the biggest thing. Don't be like, again, going back to Sunday, it reminded me of a little bit of like an angry mob, but basically just be like, point A, B, C, D about why we should play. Lay the facts. Because look what happened in Michigan. They did that, and look, now they're playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. About the parent, I think the most relatable thing about football is, you're out there on the field and then you've got your parents on the sideline supporting you. You know, they're always your number one fan. And then, you know, you like in this case, it's great to have them as support, but you don't really want them like running it. You know, I think it's sends a stronger message that this thing is being like run and organized, you know, by like us, you know, the players, like the state players, you know. And like I said, I saw footage from Sunday, but I wasn't actually like physically there. But you know, from what I could tell, there was just like parents going up, speaking their mind. You know, it's great because they're like passionate. But come Wednesday, like that's gonna be our time. You know, that's our time to speak. We have the facts. You know, we have kids sending in every every other minute. You know, some kid in this group chat that we have with kids all over the state. You know, we're all the speakers, and someone finds like a fact, someone finds just something important. You know, someone could contribute to another person's speech, and we just all have like this big database of facts, and it's just like it's really awesome to see, especially with kids our age. You know, we're like we're learning to mature quicker, and you know you learn like leadership skills, and I don't know, I think that just speaks a lot on how like the players are kind of uniting in this form, you know.
I kind of equate Sunday to like a college, like, college football. I mean, right now I was watching BYU and Navy, and I don't know if
Yeah.
any of you guys are college football fans.
Oh,
BYU
yeah.
was kicking the crap out of Navy. They were just running the football. It's great to watch. But the point I'm trying to make is in a typical year, not 2020, usually the power teams like Alabama and Clemson, they would play against like Appalachian State or some low Division One team, kick the crap out of them, and then go play a game in their conference. So that's the point I'm trying to make is I think Sunday was kind of like that fine tune. Okay, this is what we don't do. We take something from that, learn from it, because that was big, but it's not like Wednesday. Wednesday is your game against, picture like it being like a championship game, regular season game against a conference opponent. That's where you guys have to make your money. Leave your mark, late, tell it like it is, like Cavrell said, and that's all you can do. Just leave like you would on a football field. Leave everything on the field.
One saying that's really been like repeated over and over again in this, in this like little group chat, this little community that we have, was that the general consensus among us, Sunday was the warm up, and then Wednesday is going to be the kill shot. That's been like repeated over and over, and that's really like that's our main goal, you know.
I like that. That's really good. You know what? We'll end it right here. We've just about run out of time, but guys, thanks so much for, being able to come on, be able to share some info about the rally and what people can expect. I wish I could go, but I can't get out of work. But hopefully you guys will keep me informed. Make sure you put me on that Facebook page so that way I can join that. And, I'll try to support and help out in any which way.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much
much.
for having us, man.
No problem. Anytime. I'll wrap things up here in the Connecticut Sports Talent Show. So until next time, stay safe. Remember, CT stands for Connecticut Talent. And I'm on a journey to find them all. People, if you watch this and will be watching once I post this on YouTube and every other social media outlet, if you go on Wednesday, wear a mask, social distance, do not be an angry mob. Go there with the sense for the players. This is for them. Let them fight. Let them speak. These young men have a plan. Trust them. Believe in them. All right. So until next time, stay safe, everyone.